So funny, Libra. Got my squinty eyes on for you. They're like, lift up your sunglasses so you can see. Anyways, welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am your reader, Melissa Joy. Now I'm telling you, in preparing the decks, you're already spilling everything out. So you are on a roll, my friend. Now it's time for me to put my shades on because your future is so bright. So, powerful truths coming forward. And for those of you who've been through a lot of difficulty, maybe sorrow, suffering, shame, pain, regrets, and you might not term it as regrets, one, because you're a Libra, and it could just be that little, that tinge of having been transformed by those experiences, that when you reached out to friends that were friends that you needed when it was your turn to reach out, they didn't reciprocate. They weren't there for you. It's that type of moving that and cleansing that out of the way of your beautiful heart. And I'll tell you why. This week's theme is healing. When hell used to freeze over, when we got stuck in that perpetual winter, that cycle of being manipulated or even manipulative, moved, used, whatever else. It's that one side of the experience or the other. You know, either you're in the restaurant, wealthy and abounding, and looking out, seeing the beggar through the window, or you're the beggar outside, looking through at the one abounding. But this is all you, friend. And when it's the whole you, there is neither of that. You might even be the restaurant owner, okay? So let's get into some of the beauty going on there. Now, these cards were the first ones out. Archangel Michael and the sun coming into. Because the sun's coming in as the one. And I love it how it's talking about this red chakra, our base root chakra, moving through the whole self. It's almost like that tube in the center is layers of rainbow, like an everlasting gobstopper. As you suck through a different layer, there's a different color underneath, right? It's all contained within. So your power moving all the way up and through you so that you can shine and you feel the beauty of that radiance, that you get to feel the magnetism moving through you, that you get to have no bondages. I'm hearing bondages. We're clearing that out because there are attachments showing up. But where those things once were, there is that confidence and that knowingness of who you are and feeling proud of yourself, having that self-assurance and not letting it diminish for anyone else's security, well-being. Because see, that has to do with security, friend. And it's being secure in who you are because you know your heart. You know why you're excited about your success and your prosperity and things like that. And you're going, what? They're coming. They're right down here. But you don't have to babysit other people's emotions and feelings. Because if that's in a case, you're already in an energy differential. Okay? And that's not going to work out. Right? If you're in that differing energy of someone who's doing that, that's like a baby and a parent. That's not your peers. So we're getting you into the level of your peers with what woman holding a coin. This is a part of fortune, of being favored, of being privileged, of life feeling so juicy, divine, delicious to you that there's no guilt. But there's also not running around that it's coming from all these things or people or places. That literally, it doesn't have to go out to come back in. It is yours. And it's exuding and it's emanating from here. And it is shining like this brilliant sun. What I love about this, it's the whole thing, remember? This is you, and this is you, and this is you, and this is you. And that's amazing because your Pisces is being healed. Wow. When the fish are flying, they used to think when pigs fly, when fish fly. When they're swimming up in the air with all that juicy, delicious goldenness, going through there, not having to suck the goldfish poop anymore, not to have to live off their waste, off of the regrets, off of the pain, off of the endings and that type of energy. No, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at that. Look how you feel. Look at this. Look at that magnetism of who you are. I am loving this. And Michael's like, I'm here to protect you at all costs, and it should cost you nothing because it's already been paid for. And I'm here, got my sword brandished so that things know, step off. Step off. That's what your confidence does. That security in who you are by recognizing first and foremost that you are valuable. Value trumps worth every day. So if you devalue yourself by stepping out on things that you wouldn't, the world of excuses, we'll just call it. Well, they were really nice and they asked nicely, and I know I don't really have time, but I can scrape out a few more hours. I know my kids won't be able to see me, or but you know, they say they really need my help. That's undermining, and that's also undermining your Capricorn, which is your bank account. Okay, if it's undermining your bank account, because it's undermining your energy account. When you start making those excuses of but or benefit of the doubt or anything like that, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage in order to offer someone an advantage. No, us being our glory is the greatest advantage we could offer anybody, because for one, they're seeing living truth, living proof right up in their grill. That's why we want you to shine and be fine. Be your full voluminous self here. Be abundant and wealthy and prosperous. Be leveled up and be around people who are of your same equal. That doesn't mean you'll have the same opinions or even the same personality or anything like that. It's that y'all see eye to eye because you're at that same level of thinking and perceiving and understanding the world, and watch that cause you to just abound. I mean, it's like if you had a roommate that y'all wore the same size shoes, same size clothes, and had the same feeling of respect towards one another's belongings. So you happily would trade clothes in and out whenever. It's like, oh yeah, I got this great shirt. That would go good with what you're wearing. And it's reciprocated. Do you see what I'm saying? That could be in any scenario, but you get it from there. So here's one that has not shown itself yet, a journey of self-discovery. Beginning to embrace the sensational person that you are, the sensual person that you are, the sensible, the sensible person that you are, Libra. And you are very practical. That's what I love it. You are so enamored with life and all that it offers here on earth that you're sensible. But you kept kind of like anesthetizing your sensibility in order to help those who are beneath you, and not like they're less than. We're talking about where they are at in their own journey. It's not keeping them limited in there. It's just limiting the keeping that you're doing for them. They can't keep your clock in your time frame, because then the progress gets hindered for everyone involved. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you have time for ministry and you have energy for ministry, which is the one-way street, when you're going with energies that are beneath you, it is one way, my friend. And that's you offering handouts, okay? You doing something out of charity and love. But that's like the cherry or the sprinkling of nuts on top of the sundae. It's not a bowl full of cherries with a scoop of ice cream, you see? So get that balance and proportion you first. I love it because our tarot cards that are coming in for you are 3 of Wands and 6 of Swords. You are going out after your own desires, your own life. You're crafting and you're writing your own story. You realize you do have power, and you realize, okay, I'm going to reframe this. I'm going to begin to listen to those bits of wisdom, and not what Joy's saying is I'm not giving advice here. I'm making you aware of the energy that's floating around you and the impact that it's having and the impact that you can have on your own life when you take up your magic wand. When you take up and you lead this troop, the troop of one, which is fantastic because there's very little time having to talk about it. You don't have to ruminate in your mind and use a bunch of words. You can use your senses and follow it. Power up. And then that guides you swiftly and steadily forward in an environment that is suitable to you. Sea turtles are swift, my friend. The only risk they have is when they come to lay eggs. But other than that, when you're living, moving, and breathing, right on, straight up. And this was just the bit of mending. I love it. Pardon me, I need a sip. That was occurring here that launched out into all those cards. Is this just reestablishing your trust, that value, recognizing the value of who you are, recognizing your personality and how you love to enjoy life, and not shifting, altering, or diminishing it in any way for the otherdom. No, staying in tune with yourself, staying in that creationary power with yourself, and then just realizing it's kind of like if you've seen Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. If you live it, it will happen. If you live it, it will happen. And you're going to begin to find birds of a feather, and they ain't going to look like you, so it's going to be interesting, my friend. It's going to be people that you're like, ooh, zhuzh, ooh, sassy, ooh, spice. I love all this. But it's people that you see eye to eye with, level to level. Do you see what I mean? And that begins to really nourish that part inside of you. Can you see? When you treasure who you are, and that self-assurance grows, that you shed those friends, that it's a one-way street, because that's not a friendship, because a friendship with the word ship is a relationship. And if you're there for them when they need you, but they're not there for you when you need them, that's the telltale evidence there. So just take this gorgeous sun card and be like, zoop, move on out on your journey of self-discovery. You know, stop reaching out. And if they start reaching out, then just be like, Michael, answer the door. And I'll just be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I realized our friendship was fading. Hey, let's go our own ways. You know, I wish you well. Bye. And there you are. And that begins to restore the purity of your trust. It keeps it cleansed. It keeps it clean. There's no guilt or obligation or feeling bad that you're choosing yourself over other people who don't choose you. That ministry. Because that's where that bit of like obligation comes in. Is like, well, I need you. And you're like, yeah, I remember when I needed you too. And you start realizing how the conversations would often fall off when you were talking about something meaningful to you. And yet they're talking about these pipe dreams and you're tuning in, listening and asking questions, being interested, maybe even helping them with some of the finances, just to end up with the non-regret regret. Because I know regret's not a word you're going to use much, but that deep sadness, no, friend, look at this beauty. Let this restore you. Full speed ahead. And the neat thing is that it's not a pegacorn. Like when your wings get removed, your horn still causes you to fly. It's the magic of this purity, of this innocence, of being able to pick up again and just start fresh and new. I love that about you, Libra. And that creates that calm and that peace in your heart that you don't have to feel uneasy anymore, that your scale's being tipped, right? That's that obligation, those other things that were going on, because like rocking a boat, to balance it out, you move to the other side. But then if that freaks you out and you run just as equally to the other side, the boat will just keep rocking. It's like the honor bow. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. When's it going to stop, right? It starts with you. That difficulty, that challenge, that pain, it starts with you. Just moving right along, like Kermit and the Muppet movies, moving right along. Do, 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 do. And here's this whole new beginnings. There's a whole group of people in this world, a whole energy set in this world, an environment, a community that has been longing for you and looking for you, friend, exactly as you are. Beautiful, powerful, successful, divine, creative, adventurous, sensual, inclusive. And some of you, I just heard the warnings. I'm just going to say, don't be including extras up in your lover relationship. I hear it like, haven't you learned? Is what I'm hearing. Okay, that was just a PSA for somebody. But look at all this. That's so beautiful. The daffodils, the buttercups. This is ultimate victory. Ultimate victory, that all the things over a period of years, especially the last 7 years, is coming together. And it's going to make sense. And it's going to blast that trumpet. And those old things, the old shackles, the old bondages, the old attachments are just going to fall away. And you will not feel the need to return to them. You're not going to be begging anybody to spend time with you. People going to be like, hey. And you'll be like, they'll be like, hey, can I? No, those ministry days are over. Okay? So this is very much the Michael energy. Creating a sanctuary, a safe haven for you, that energy that you once were having to keep so close to build your trust with yourself is now expanded into this dynamic world. That your whole environment, some of you may even be switching roommates or housemates. Okay? People that you've been covering them far too long. You need to be able to expand into your whole environment, whatever that is. So whether it's getting somebody who is of equal rank, someone who believes in paying their bills on time, someone who believes in life being light and fun instead of arguing and going into each other's private place, taking things while the other one's gone. You can get what I'm saying. And if that's not you, you get the principle of what I'm speaking of here. And that leads to your ultimate success. What's wild is you don't have to keep punting the Timbs from side to side, needing those other forms of being there to move you along as you're waiting to get to the other side. No, you're finally like, oh, I got wings. Oh, I got my, where are you? Where are you, friend? I got my magic horn. I'm going to just blast some magic, play on some music, create some sensual environment with some nice fragrant candles, maybe buy myself some flowers, a set of pajamas that makes me feel so And you might sleep nude because you are Libra, but it's going to be your lounge wear, and it's going to be silky, or it's going to be delicious, or it's going to be flirty. Even if you're the only one who lives there, right? It makes you feel good. And that's a happy thing. I want you to feel good, Libra. And not just a momentary, like these little things that you begin to embrace, those nuances and whatever else. Put a chocolate on your own pillow when you leave for work that morning, or a little love note to yourself, or maybe even the kind that they're already sealed and you pop it open. So when you get home, you go in there, you're changing out of your clothes into your pajamas or your temporary loungewear, right? And you're like, ooh, look at that. Flowers on your bedside table. Do you see what I mean? Bring it in close. Bring it in to where it's unctuous, to where you're feeling so loved through all of your senses. So just go through your senses. Do something that's visually pleasing. Make the room sound good. Like if you don't like the sound of the rat chat chat on your shower curtain, get some that make a soft sound. Do you see what I mean? Put that fragrance in there that when you're climbing into bed to hang out and read for a little while, or whatever you're doing in your bed, you could light a candle and you have that smell going on. All right? That's the success that's here. See the star in the jar? That hermit. And it's not having to withdraw from people or to leave something behind or to miss out. It's actually drawing into yourself, investing in yourself, increasing your awareness of your intrinsic value. Not having to prove your worth to anybody. And as you take more interest in your own value, I'm clapping in a circle for you, Libra. I'm so excited. Wow. I think they've been pulling out the splinter and the thorn and those stab wounds in the heart and whatever else, those chambers that were closed off to yourself. I'm amazed. This is beautiful. I wish you well, Libra. Hey, if you like this, consider clicking that subscribe button. I'd love to have you join the channel. And if you'd do me a favor real quick before you go, tap that like button and help this video rise up to the top. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments down below. And until next time.